And we are back with the third segment of the GSMC Sports Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this third segment, it's going to be a much quicker third segment than most of the other times that I've done this. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the NFL's All-Pro team. They were recently just announced like a few minutes ago. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. So for the first team offense, we have Lamar Jackson at quarterback, very well deserved. Running back is Saquon Barkley because of course. Fullback is Patrick Ricard, again rather deserved in my opinion. Tight end is Brock Powers, another person that I feel like definitely deserves this All-Pro selection. He's been fantastic in this year, leading rookies in history for total receptions. Just great. Next is Jamar Chase, and then underneath Jamar Chase is Justin Jefferson, and then underneath him is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, personally, I would have much rather seen the amazing wide receiver Malik Neighbors as the in the All-Pro team, in the All-Pro first team. I don't see why he wouldn't be in the All-Pro first team. Now, he's missed a couple of games, and he was slightly behind Brock Powers in receptions, and he also had to play with like 4 different quarterbacks, and he was still able to get 1,000 receiving yards, which I think is nothing short of impressive. And the fact that he's not on the first team All-Pro is very, very disrespectful, in my opinion. Now, at left tackle, Tristan Wirfs. At left guard, Joe Thuney. At center, Creed Humphrey. Right guard, Quinn I don't know how to pronounce that name. I always have difficulty with that name. Meaners. Forgive me if I messed it up. Penny Sewell is also the right tackle for the team. Now, on defense, there's the edge, Myles Garrett, and also Trey Hendrickson. At defensive tackle, Cameron Hayward. At second defensive tackle, Chris Jones. Linebacker is Zach Bond, Fred Warner, Raquan Smith. Cornerbacks are Patrick Surtain II, Derek Stingley, excuse me. I started thinking of Singletary Jr., and the slot cornerback is Marlon Humphrey. Safeties are Kirby Joseph and Xavier McKinney. Of course, Xavier McKinney, that is 2 former Giants on All-Pro first teams. Of course, because we get nothing in life. We get nothing special. And then for first team all special teams, the kicker is Chris Boswell. Punter is Jack Fox. Kick returner is Cavante Turpin. Punt returner is Marvin Mims Jr. And strong tackle is Brendan Schooler. And Andrew DePola is the LS. Now, going into the second team all offense, we have Josh Allen at quarterback. So now I'm thinking that maybe Lamar Jackson is definitely going to be the MVP because he made the All-Pro first team. Meanwhile, Josh Allen made the All-Pro second team. So it would be very, very odd if Josh Allen won the MVP despite being named All-Pro second team. Now, running back is Derrick Henry. Very well deserved. Again, not as good as Saquon Barkley was this year, but still very well deserved. Fullback is Kyle Juszczyk. Forgive me if I messed up that last name. It's literally like one of the most difficult last names in the NFL. Tight end, George Kittle. Wide receiver, Terry McLaurin. Another wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb really got picked over Malik Neighbors. Really? CeeDee? Then A.J. Brown is another one. Again, I think A.J. Brown is rather solid. Left tackle, Jordan Mailata. Quentin Nelson is the left guard. Frank Ragnow is the center. Chris Lindstrom is the right guard. And Lane Johnson is the right tackle. Now, the second team all defense, we have edge rusher T.J. Watt because, of course, he's going to make an all-defensive team. We also have edge Nick Bonito and another edge Andrew Van Ginkel. Defensive tackle is Zach Allen and Jalen Carter. Linebackers are Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, and Zaire Franklin. Trent McDuffie is the cornerback. Christian Gonzalez is also another cornerback. And the slot cornerback is Derwin James. The safety is Kyle Hamilton and Budda Baker. And for second team, you have Brandon Aubrey, Logan Cook, Austin Eckler as the kick returner, Khalif Raymond, and JT Gray and Ross Matiskic. Forgive me if I messed any of those names up. But that is your all-pro first team and your all-pro second team. Again, the fact that there is no Malik Neighbors is incredibly criminal in my opinion. Now, there's obviously going to be a little bit of bias going into that, but you're telling me that Malik Neighbors does not deserve to be first team after the situation that he was in going into this year. I mean, the fact that you're able to get 1,000 receiving yards with Daniel Jones as your quarterback should be a lifetime achievement for any wide receiver. It does not matter. Now, obviously, maybe having a lot of missed games is a reason why, but for he could have at least made second team at the very least. Now, he has more receptions. He has more receptions than CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb has 101 receptions compared to Malik Neighbors with 109 receptions. And let's see here. He also has more receiving yards than CeeDee. CeeDee Lamb has 1,194 receiving yards compared to Malik Neighbors' 1,204 receiving yards. And let's see, going further into this list, where are the touchdowns? Because the touchdowns are obviously going to be the most important stat that people look at. And his touchdowns, comparing the two, Neighbors has 7 touchdowns on the year compared to CeeDee Lamb, who had 6 touchdowns on the year. So overall, Malik Neighbors has better stats in absolutely every single category than CeeDee Lamb. And on top of that, he's played in 2 less games. Well, he started in 2 less games, and he did not play the entirety of the season. He did miss some time due to injuries, but how is he not an all-pro wide receiver? And how is CeeDee Lamb an all-pro wide receiver? Like, this is just, I understand CeeDee Lamb's numbers are very impressive, but Malik's numbers are even more impressive. Like, this is ridiculous bias, in my opinion. And, of course, they had to put somebody on the Cowboys on an all-NFL team because they had to. Like, that is absolutely disgusting, in my opinion. CeeDee Lamb. Like, really? But that's really all that I have going into this. And again, it was a much shorter segment because we are extremely low on time, and I have to be wary of that. So we're going to go quickly into the 4th segment where I talk about Jimmy Butler and his little situation. And well, it looks like Manzano's right. Carson Beck just committed to Miami, so that's definitely something that I'm going to have to talk about for next week. But aside from that, we're going to go into the 4th segment where I talk about Jimmy Butler and his issue with Miami and their owner, Pat Riley. So I'll be right back after this short break. Be sure to stay tuned.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.